Hey everybody, how we doing tonight? I hope everybody is doing well. Um, Sorry, I'm like a minute late. I normally start at like 7:58. I was making a deposit in the bathroom, if you know what I mean. So I had to take care of that before we did the live stream. So anyway, hope everybody's doing well. We're going to talk about getting your house in order tonight. So we're going to talk about several different things. And but So anyway, I do want to remind people if we have any problems or any interruptions in the stream this evening, just please be patient. I will get right back on as soon as I possibly can. And you may not get a notification. You'll have to come to the channel a lot of times because they don't always give another notification. But if there's any interruption, I will get right back on. Okay, so just look for me. But I hope everybody's doing well. Man, it's already Friday. Freaking time is just flying by. The month is flying by. It's just crazy. So one thing I wanted to address real quick before we get into the video. So my sister obviously was out today, one of my sisters, and she was putting stuff in the outbuilding for her storage shed. And I've had like 3 or 4 people in the comments from the video were like, oh my God, now you're going to have to insulate it and get everything squared away because she's putting canned goods in there. Okay, so we know that you can't keep canned goods through the winter, with the freeze and stuff like that. You can't do it. But what she was saying was, if something happens in the next couple of months before the cold weather gets here, she wanted to leave the stuff there for right now. And that way, if something happens, she has all that food there, the different canned goods and stuff like that. So that was her thinking. Okay, so I knew, and when I did the video, I said people were going to say something about the canned goods. But that was her thinking and that was her reasoning. So I just kind of wanted to share that with you. So, if nothing happens, obviously in the next couple months, then, if it starts getting colder, she'll take those canned goods back to her apartment. So just letting everybody know. We're going to work on that shed too. She wants to have electric in there, have it insulated, obviously, and all those type of things. So, Ed, you're looking like you're losing weight. Happy Elf. Well, I actually, it's funny. My weight is definitely down. I've been eating better, not eating as much. Number one, I've been a lot more active. So yeah, I feel a lot better, to be honest with you. So, yeah, it's just, I just been working on stuff and getting things done, and I feel strong. I feel really strong. So we've done a lot of work this year, but it's been good, but really good. I will not let myself go to the point that I did last winter. I can tell you that again. That's for sure. Okay. And really, Joe Biden ad with his stream starts. Oh, did it really? I have no control over what ads go out there. So that's all 100% YouTube. Anytime, the cat came up here and gave himself a good shake. Any ads that come up, I don't pick ads. They put them up on their own. So, that's how that goes. But so let's talk about getting our house in order. Okay. With everything that's going on, I have a lot of concerns. And regardless of who wins the election coming up in November, I think there's going to be a lot of chaos, to be honest with you, regardless of who wins. Okay. And even before then, there's a lot that can happen between now and November. A lot of stuff happening in the world. A lot of, crazy stuff happening. Union Mike 108, many people are storing food. Bulk supplies are lean in box stores and Mylar buckets and lids on back order. I landed 150 buckshot loads. Very cool. That's very, very cool. Thank you so much for that information, and thank you for the donation. And you're right. Hotly Funk, Ed, love your channel, man. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that, and thank you for the donation as well. But yes, a lot of supplies are disappearing. A lot of supplies are not out there for people to get. Like I said, there's a lot going on. And I think people need to be paying attention to stuff. I don't think a lot of people realize the reason I'm saying that we need to get our house in order. So here's another thing right now that's going on. I talked to somebody that works in one of the local hospitals, and they're banging out elective surgeries right now like crazy. So why are they doing that? And their thought process is they're going to get all these stuff now while the coronavirus numbers are low. New York State, we're doing pretty good. We had our surge here, and things are somewhat back to normal, if you will. And so not that it's completely back to normal, but it's it is what it is. But they're getting those surgeries done because they think that when the fall gets here and we hit real true flu season, they think the coronavirus cases are going to go crazy. And I don't disagree with that. I've said right along, I said there'd be a spike in the numbers when I open things up too early, in my opinion. And I understood why they opened things up too early, because they wanted to get the economy going back again. It's not about what people need to realize too. It's not about the health of the public, realistically, in the long run. It's always about money. Always about money. That's the bottom line. Okay. So that's what people need to understand as well. But anyway, so they're getting a lot of these elective surgeries out of the way, knee replacements, hip replacements, all those type of things that people, want to get done and squared away. Now, I would encourage anybody out there, if you have something that you want to get done, if you want to get to the dentist, if you want to have whatever, if you have a hernia, whatever the case may be, get those things squared away as soon as you possibly can. Car loans and mortgages, fixing to bottom out. You're right, JJ. I don't disagree with you on that at all either. The stock market is being artificially propped up. Hold on a second. I wanted to read this. Linda Buffaloer, did you know that states are stockpiling canned foods, peanut butter, condiments, that way of having a problem finding beans, tuna, sardines, etc.? We are having a problem. Yeah, there's a lot of things that are not on the shelf. I just had one of my subscribers that watches the channel that is close here. They're probably, from me, they're an hour and a half maybe at the most. And one of the same stores that we both shop at, she had said, she'd gone in and she took a bunch of pictures and she sent them to me. And the shelves were empty. And this was Walmart, okay? There is a lot of stuff that's not being replaced on these shelves, and so that's why I really want to encourage you to get things squared away now, because I really think that our window of opportunity is going to it's not going to slowly close. I think it's going to slam shut because of everything that's going on. I think we're going to have a resurgence of the virus in the fall. I don't think that's an if. I think that's a certain. I really think that's going to happen. And speaking of the virus, so Heather had to get a COVID test for school. I think I've talked about that and I let people know. So we had to go Monday, and she got the test, and it came back. We got the results last night at 2:00 in the morning. She's negative, so good to go on that one. But I never expected it to be anything but, because we're not out and about and doing all kinds of crazy stuff or anything like that. So, I was not surprised that it was negative at all. Because like I said, we've been pretty low key. And it's funny because people say, oh, well, you go out all the time. Yeah, I go to the hardware store. I'll go to Lowe's. I will go to the grocery store. And when I go to those places, I go in, I get what I want, and I get out. That's what I do. My form of entertainment, realistically, this year, and I said this to somebody recently, I've ridden my motorcycle more this year than I have in the last 2 years, just because it's a great outlet. It's a great way to, get out of the house and just go ride and enjoy it, but you're not taking really any risk. So, but so anyway, but again, so her test came back negative, which was a good thing. But again, I don't know, she goes back to school on Sunday. We have to take her in on Sunday. We, meaning me. But So yeah, I take her in Sunday, and she'll get all set up for school that way. But that's hopefully things go well. I don't think they will, to be honest with you. I think it'll be just a matter of time before somebody gets sick. They have a cluster, and they'll be sending all the kids home again. That's what that's what I foresee happening. That's my prediction. How's that, if you will? But I think, like I said, I believe things are going to get worse this fall. And so, if anything that you need to get taken care of, like I said, any kind of surgeries, any kind of dental work, any of those type of things, I would strongly encourage you to get those things done now, because I think that we're in for very interesting times coming up. Very interesting times, and the better prepared we can be, the better off we're going to be. Stock up on everything. Your medical supplies. Wool blankets, extra clothes, extra gloves, extra hat, wool socks. Anything that you can possibly think of, I would stock up on it, because, like I said, where we're headed, I have a tremendous amount of concerns, and it's not just one particular thing. It's a snowball effect of a lot of things. The economy is down the toilet, and I don't know how they can continue to have yes, meds if you need them. Yeah, exactly. Over-the-counter meds, load up on them. Get as much as you possibly can. Mike, I'm on my live stream. Anyway, and I told him ahead of time. So, but anyway, he'll come. I'll let him come in for the live stream. It's not a big deal, but still, it's just like I'm going to be live streaming at 8 o'clock. So, anyway, guys, I see we're at 927 in the chat. We're at 266 on the thumbs up. If you have not listen to me. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I would ask you to do that. Show support for the channel, and thank you for doing that ahead of time. Also, again, it really does help with the algorithms. So it just boosts us up in the ratings, I guess is how they call it, where they put you out there. So the more interaction, the better. And I like to see a large number of thumbs up. I'm not high, so thank you ahead of time for doing that. Again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please make sure you subscribe. Hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. And thank you for doing that ahead of time. Tony Riley, in Mississippi, used cars are getting hard to obtain by prices $3,000 and higher than a few months ago. Wow. That's, that doesn't surprise me. I think, the American public is not that stupid. Not as stupid as they think we are. And a lot of people can see that handwriting on the wall. So they're not out buying new cars, and they're not doing a lot of things because, number one, there's way too much uncertainty with what's going on. It's just like, and I've talked about this over the summer. Thank you so much to Tony for the donation as well. And thank you for letting us know that information. I talked about this earlier in the year, and I said canning supplies were like ridiculously low this year. Seeds, trying to get seeds was very, very difficult for a lot of people. And so, that's, if you pay attention to the different stuff that's going on like that. But again, I already had a ton of canning good stuff. I always do. But realistically, this year was the first year ever, once we got into the warmer weather, there were no lids at all. Now, catquake. I'm fortunate that I had a ton already on hand. Plus, I got all my canning jars and stuff anyway. And there's Miss Heather. So hello, Heather. So Heather will be leaving us. This will be the last live stream that she'll be here for. For now, yes. Who knows what will happen. But everybody's saying hello to you. You want to put him outside?
I will
show him first and then put him outside.
He very patiently watched me eat pasta, and when I got up and did not give any to him, he came back in here.
I see.
Oh, and Mom's calling. Oh. Anyways.
All right, well, put him out, please. Thank you. So, anyway, so just a quick say hello from Heather because her mom just called. So, but that's when she usually does. She'll call when I'm doing my live stream. Whatever. It's not like I sit there and listen to her conversation because I don't care what they're talking about. But anyway, so yeah, that was Mr. Max that she was holding, and he was the one up here making all kinds of noise. Buddy's sound asleep, and Socks is settled down and sleeping at the moment. So I always have cats on the bed. It's just what they do. They like to hang out with me. So, and then you watch and see, once Heather's gone, I will have all of them. So, but you know, that's how it goes. But anyway, with what I was saying, like with canning goods, it was ridiculously hard to get canning goods this year. Any time that I went into the store, hey, Union Mike 108, go figure. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, you know, the dynamics of that are interesting in themselves. So we won't even touch that one. But anyway, so like all through the summer, normally early summer you can get anything you want canning goods. I mean, they, you know, cases of the lids and the whole 9 yards. There's been nothing. Now I added. I was looking for the bigger jars because I like to do the dry canning of the pasta, you know, my beans and stuff like that. And actually, I got plenty of them, and so I will be doing. Actually, I added more today, as you guys saw, and I'm going to end up dry canning a bunch of stuff here really, really soon because I got a bunch of other things as well. Hey, Nikki Johnson. Lebanon lost 85% of their grain storage. Major corn crop loss this week due to a storm in the United States. How many disasters are you prepping for? Exactly. You know, and that's a great example of right there. Okay. Let's say you live in Lebanon and 85% of the grain was destroyed because they had it stored in a certain spot. How do you deal with that? Okay. Again, that's why we prepare. The loss of crops that we've had in the Midwest. Again, how do you prepare for that? You just do the best you can. Hey, Full of Hope, organic bone broth from Sweden. I'll send a link. Oh, that's pretty cool. Very nice. Thank you for the donation as well. I do appreciate that. 420 eggs. Yeah, I know what you're getting at there, Robert. 420. So anyway, but again, it's just a lot of supplies have not been there this year. And, you know, fortunately, like I said, for myself, we were prepared way ahead of time for that type of thing anyway. Hey, Troy, thank you very much for the big thumbs up there, and thank you for the donation as well. But it's amazing to me that people are just not seeing it. Now, I think there's a lot more people, realistically, that are waking up. Now, here's another thing this year, okay? So let's talk about this one this year. Lot more people are getting into backyard chickens this year. All right. When I had gone down and I got the barred rocks, well, 5 barred rocks and whatever the other chicken is, who was supposed to be a barred rock, but she's not. When I got them this year, the guy told me they were blasting through chickens this year. People were just buying them like crazy. This was a Tractor Supply. And again, these are things that are happening. People are starting to wake up. They're realizing that they need to be more self-sufficient and more self-reliant. And so they're getting those chickens and they're getting things going on. But yeah, now with that, how prepared and how ready are they for? I've seen some chicken coops, you know, and I just kind of go, oh my God, that's what they're keeping their chickens in? You know, it's way too tight, way too small, way too susceptible to predators. Again, but that's how you live and learn. My neighbor was telling me that a friend of hers had gotten chickens this year, and they were doing great, and then a fox came in and killed every one of her chickens. Again, you have to think about all those things before you get those animals. They are not high on the food chain. Chickens are not high on the food chain. They're food is what they are. Hey, Nikki Johnson, groceries increased from $100 a week to over $400 a week. For the same items in Lebanon. Wow, that's crazy. And you know what? Again, that does not surprise me at all. I did not incubate any eggs. Hold on a second. I wanted to. That was Bryce was asking that. Did I incubate any eggs? I did not yet. No. I will do some in the spring though. That's what I plan on doing. East Tennessee preparedness. Do you store ghee, organic, shelf stable butter? Just saw it on another channel. Yes, actually, I do have ghee. One of my guys in my group, they make it. They brought me some, But yeah, it's very, very easy to do, and you just put it on the shelf. You don't have to refrigerate it until you open it up and you use it. So yeah, ghee is a great thing to have. And but yeah, I do have ghee, and we know how to make it, so we could continue to make it if we had to. But thank you for the donation as well. I do appreciate that. Have you ever done water glassing for longer term storage for eggs? What I do, Ken, if I'm going to do long term storage for eggs, me personally, if I'm looking to save them for any length of time, you take mineral oil, okay, and basically you don't wash the egg ahead of time. So first of all, that coating. So let's do it this way first. So first of all, if you got store-bought eggs, this is what I would suggest to you. If you have store-bought eggs, you can get store-bought eggs, and then you get mineral oil, and then you take and you dip those eggs in that mineral oil. What that does is it redoes that coating on the outside of that egg. It's a natural coating to protect the egg from the mother. So here's what I do with my eggs. I do not refrigerate my eggs. And people go, you don't refrigerate your eggs? My chickens, because I don't wash the eggs ahead of time, you could leave those eggs basically for a couple of months on the counter shelf and they would be fine. Now, because of the fact that you have that coating is on that egg, so that's a natural protection for the egg. So now I give so many eggs away. It's what I do. We use whatever we want to use, and then I give whatever I feel like giving away. Okay, but so my eggs don't sit around for that long, and I have an egg source, so I don't worry about long-term things for as far as eggs go. So because I get eggs every single day, so that's why I don't do it like that. If I didn't have eggs, I would do not the water glassing, but I would do the mineral oil. Mineral oil will keep those eggs, I think it's up to 6 months, and then you just store them in a cool, dry place, and they're going to be fine. So, but again, to each their own, however they want to do it. But because I have, how much food is China buying from several countries, including the U.S.? They bought a lot of like our wheat and corn this year. I know that they did that. And did you see the gold projection for October, November? Projected to hit $5,000 by that time. Currently slightly over $2,000 now. Wow, that would be crazy. And again, let's talk about realities of what's going on. The economy is not good. The banks have been in trouble for a long time. All the bailouts and everything like that, they're borrowing behind the scenes from the Fed to keep themselves above water. There has to be a breaking point, okay? If we have hyperinflation and that happens, realistically, the paper money that we have will be worthless. It'll be worthless because, again, and I've said this before, it's not backed by anything. Once they took us off the gold standard, and I think that was 1971 or 72, I believe, that paper money is not backed by anything. I'm a big believer commodities are really, really important. Having tradable goods, having things that are worth something, okay, is going to be worth way more than any kind of all kinds of money that you have in the bank. Because if there is any day, guys, any day, it could be you go into today's Friday, everything is wonderful, it's beautiful, everything's great, it's sunny, right? Wonderful. You go to the bank on Monday, or let's say there's problems with the ATMs over the weekend, or whatever the case may be. Monday comes, those banks just don't open. That could happen. That is an absolute reality of what could happen. It has happened around the world. You look what happened with Greece with the issues that they were having. They were limiting how much people could take out every day out of the bank. And on top of that, everything, the prices, like she just said in Lebanon, normally would cost $100 is now $400. The prices of food and supplies and everything is just going to go through the roof. You look at the prices of food here since the beginning of the year. You look at supplies, how much it costs to get lumber, especially pressure-treated lumber. The prices have gone absolutely astronomical. It's been ridiculous, okay? It's going to get crazy. And it can happen in a blink of an eye. So if you're not ready for that, if you have not prepared for that, think about that. There's two things I want you guys to think about. Think about that. The people that are not prepared for these inevitabilities that are things that are really tangible things that could happen. Hey, Hunter Davis, been pulling out money every check. Don't trust it anymore. You know what? I do not blame you. I'm going to tell you what. Thank you so much for the donation. Thank you for that statement. I keep enough money in the bank to cover the bills. That's it. That's it. I don't, and again, what I have done as well, not a lot of you guys have seen what I've done here this year. We have put a lot of money into the property this year, But to me, it's tangible. It's something that's going to be here. It's worth something. And that's why I wanted to do that. Okay. But again, it's having silver is a good thing to have. I wouldn't get gold again. And I'm going to tell you why. I've had gold in the past. I went out one time many, many years ago, and I thought, I'm getting gold. I'm going to get gold. I'm going to load up, and I got 3 ounces of gold. Okay, so I bought 3 gold coins. All right, 1 ounce each. For each ounce, when I bought that gold, I paid a $50 surcharge right off the top, plus whatever whatever it cost me for that ounce at the time. Let's say it was $700. So I paid the $700 plus the extra $50 right up front. So right off the bat, now I got to hope that gold prices go up past $750, right? Now, when you go to get rid of that gold, what happens is you can't take that gold ounce to the bank. They're not going to take it there, okay? The grocery stores aren't going to break it down for you. They don't have the chart that says, okay, gold is worth this much, and so we're going to go ahead and do that and stuff like that. So you're limited of where you can go to get rid of that gold. So what I ended up doing is I went back to the same place that I bought that gold at, and guess what? There was another charge coming out of that end when you sold the gold. So it was ridiculous. So if you think, oh yeah, gold's the end all be all and you should have gold, I don't think that that's the case. I mean, it's too hard to get rid of. You can't break it down to where it's going to be worth your while if you're trying to barter or something like that. Junk silver, in my opinion, and silver dollars and silver half dollars is absolutely the way to go. Hey, L. Gibson, 2 to 3 square feet per hen house. Inside the coop, 8 to 10 square feet per hen is the run. Crowding leads to stress, cannibalism, pecking, and sometimes even death. Yeah, you know what? And the thing is, too, thank you so much for that information. Thank you so much for the donation. We got Brandon Mulveri. Gold is the currency of kings. Silver is the currency of gentlemen. Yeah, thank you. That's a great statement. Yeah, let the elites and stuff like that stockpile their gold, okay? Give me silver every day. Silver dimes, silver quarters, okay? If you get pre-1964 or older, 90% silver. Very, very tradable. That's going to retain its value, okay? And it's not going to be worth a dime, okay? It's worth more than a dime, or it's worth more than a quarter. Like right now, a dime, if you can find a pre-1964, it's like worth $2.10. I think a quarter is worth like $6 and something, because it's 90% silver. So that's something that in a post-event, that's still going to have value. Having a skill and having things that you can barter with is going to be great as well, but that is still going to retain value. So those are good things to have. Like I said, half dollars, silver dollars that are ounce silver dollars. Those are things that get really smart ways to go as well. So that's what I would encourage people to have, and you don't have to have a huge quantity of it. You really don't. I mean, you can get as much as you want. It's going to be completely up to you. But again, and I have said this before, and I will say this again, you cannot eat gold and you cannot eat silver, okay? So food, making sure you have plenty of potable water, ways to purify water. If you don't have potable water, it's just hugely important. Guys, I see we're up to 1.2 in the chat, and we're at 527 on the thumbs up. I'm going to ask again, if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, to please shoot a thumbs up to show support for the channel. Thank you for doing that ahead of time. And again, it really does help with the algorithms. I know I repeat myself when I say this, but people are in and out, so they don't always know. So, but it really does help with the algorithms. So thank you for doing that ahead of time. And again, of course, I like a lot of thumbs up as well. I'm not going to lie. I like to see the good interaction. So thank you for doing that ahead of time. Again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please make sure you do subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon so you get all notifications as well. And thank you very much. And of course, like, comment, and share, right? So thank you so much. Nikki Johnson, Nancy said never trust banks, or Nanny said never trust banks. She lost money due to the depression, went to bed, money in the bank, next day broke. Bank told her she was not robbed. Yeah, well, and exactly that's it. So here's the other thing to think about. We have a cyber attack. We'll put that out there. It's a cyber attack happens. The grid's down. You're not going to the ATM because it's not going to work. You're not pulling any money out. I believe that you should have cash on hand, small denomination bills, singles, fives, tens, have your 20s and stuff like that as well. If you want to have hundreds or whatever you can afford to do. But having smaller bills is a good thing as well, because if we early in an event, let's say an event is in the middle of happening, early in an event, cash is still going to be king. Okay, because people aren't going to realize that realistically cash is going to be worthless. A lot of people will have no idea. So us smart folks, right, that are thinking ahead, we have that cash on hand. You can take that opportunity, go get the supplies that you need at that point, and it's going to put you in an advantage. Again, if you could do it ahead of time and be prepared ahead of time, realistically, if the balloon went up tomorrow, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not making one last run out to go get anything. I'm not. I'm staying right here. I have plenty of people coming here. I have neighbors also that I'm going to be working with, and so it's we're going to just work together. We're going to do what we have to do to survive. So okay. Jen A just says, Ed, can you speak on the importance of rotating your preps and doing inventory periodically? Very, very smart. Yes, and you buy what you eat, or you should be buying what you eat, okay? And rotate, put things in rotation. So you want to always use your oldest stuff first, and then put your newest stuff in the back. If you get in that kind of a mindset in a rotation, that it's a smart thing to do, and it just makes so much more sense, And again, with doing an inventory periodically. Now, that she said that's funny, because I did an inventory earlier this year of my stuff. And Heather and I basically went through, and then of course we forgot areas where like under my bed, I have like a ton of canned food under the bed. Never counted any of that because I just was like, we were going to here, we went through this, we went through that, we went through the other thing. But what the good thing about doing that inventory, you realize where you're short on something. And there was a couple things that I was short on, and I didn't realize it. Okay, I was like, man, I didn't realize I was short there. And Jessica says I have silver too. Yeah, it's just to me it's smart. Now listen, I have zero affiliations with any silver things. You're not going to see a link and go buy your silver here because Prepper Nurse One said so. It's just a smart thing to do. Okay, so I have no link with them. I'm not getting anything for recommending silver. Go get silver wherever you can. Okay, but again, going through your inventory and doing an inventory, all right, really, really smart, because then all of a sudden you realize, oh crap, I only have 12 cans of French style green beans, and I really want to have 30. I'm just making numbers up, okay? So you realize that way by going through the stuff and seeing where you're at, and it's really smart to have that list anyway, because it gives you an idea of, number one, how long you can survive, and how many people that you could keep alive with what you have and stuff like that. Hey, Linda Hudson. Ed, 2 years ago here in Florida, before the hurricane hit, the banks were only allowing you to take out 300. And there's another great example. Those emergencies that happen, they're going to limit you what you can do. So thank you so much for letting us know that, and thank you so much for the donation as well. With paying attention to stuff and being ready, it's so much smarter to do. And that's your money. Why are you going to put your money in the hands of, and if you're leaving your money in the bank because of the fantastic interest rates that you're getting, the interest rates are garbage. You might as well have that home, several different locations at home, spread out, hidden, buried, whatever you want to do, okay? However you want to do it. It's a smart thing to do. It really, really is. Because and then if you need it for whatever emergency, I'm going to tell you what I do is if I need to go and get something, unless I got to go do it online, because I don't use credit cards. Okay, so first of all, I do not use credit cards. If I don't have the cash to buy something, I don't buy it. All right. But let's say I'm making okay, so here's a good example. I had to go buy the batteries. Okay. So what I had to do is I had to take cash on hand, go to the bank, put that money in the bank, and then I went online and I purchased my batteries that I had to buy. All right. And that's the way I do things. I'm not leaving that in the bank, not leaving it there, because again, you never know what is going to happen. And again, and I will say this, and I think it's just the smartest way to do things. If you cannot afford to do it, don't do it. Okay? If it's going to put you in a financial bind, don't do it. Because it's again, we don't know how long we're going to have. But all the things that are happening and all the distractions that are happening, when you have a storm comes in and for one farmer wipes out $1 million worth of their harvest, what do you think that's going to do to that farm? That's a tremendous amount of money. Now, I'm sure they have some kind of insurance and stuff like that too. But the bottom line is that $1 million worth of corn or whatever, I think it was corn, that $1 million worth of corn is never going to market. Nobody's ever going to use that $1 million worth of corn. So that's what people need to think about. When these things happen, when these events happen, what is the ramification? What is the effect of these things? And that's what people really need to think about. So again, right, and you know what? Jesus Christmas King just said that great comment. If you can't hold it in your hands, it's not yours. Love that statement. That's an awesome statement. Hey, Mountain Kayaker, does anyone feel like they're living in an alternate universe? Crazy times. Thanks for all the great info, Ed. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. And you're right. It's lunacy what's going on right now. Thank you so much for the donation as well. It is. It can be very, very stressful. Everything that's going on, it can be very stressful and it can be very overwhelming as well. And so don't let that be what keeps you from doing anything. Because a lot of times people, when they get overwhelmed and they get upset, they shut down. That's a defense mechanism that people will use to protect themselves. So they shut down. I'm just going to stay over here. I'm not going to pay attention and everything's going to be fine. Well, that's not reality. Reality is that things are going to progress and go whatever way they're going to go. And it is like the Twilight Zone. And if you guys remember Rod Sterling in the Twilight Zone, this is like the Twilight Zone, what's going on right now. There's so many things that could happen. Again, it's just, and we have civil unrest happening. The crap in Portland hasn't stopped, and I want you to remember this too. This isn't about Floyd, okay? This isn't about. So here's a great. Let's talk about this for a second. I want to bring this up because I think it's important because the media is not talking about this. All right, and I'm gonna show you the difference in the bias of the media. So you have Floyd, and now the new footage has come out where he was resisting arrest and all the issues, and the autopsy came back, and he was high on all kinds of drugs. Right? He was a career criminal. He had committed a crime trying to pass a phony $20 bill. So he was, he wasn't a choir boy that just came back from singing in the choir at church. Okay. Now, what happened to him? Absolutely not right. That cop that had his knee on his neck absolutely was 100% wrong. Okay. But if he had gotten in the car, he might still be alive. I'm just going to put that out there. But anyway, so that's the focus in the media, right? They're talking about that nonstop. Hey, the Grove, a little something to show my support. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for the donation. Tiny Titan 50. I went to the local store and they rounded up to the next dollar. It was 72 cents. Wow. That's crazy. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. I'd buy something else. That's what I would do. Thank you for the donation as well. So that's what's in the media, right? This degenerate scumbag who was killed by, the police officer, extenuating circumstances of what was going on, obviously, okay? But what's not in the news? Let's talk about this because it doesn't fit the narrative. Remember this. Everything has to fit the narrative. If it doesn't fit the narrative, they're not going to put it in the news. A little boy, 5 years old, out on his tricycle with his 7 and his 8-year-old sister, okay? There had been issues with the neighbor before. So the little boy, because what does a 5-year-old know, rode his bicycle or tricycle onto the neighbor's yard. The neighbor came out and shot him in the head and killed him. Now, obviously, that's an absolutely insane overreaction, okay? Oh, Mr. Gelko. He's a good boy. It's a pretty, pretty cat. This cat's got beautiful colorings.
Let me show you his bed. If he would stop wriggling. See his back a
Yeah,
little
they
bit.
can't really see it too well. But anyway, so the reason you never heard about it in the media, because the little boy was white and the man that killed him was black.
I have a comment on this, actually.
So, okay, I'd love to hear it too. So where's the outrage on that? Where is the outrage in the community of people going nuts because of something like that happened? Please, interject.
Okay, so you're saying that there's no outrage. My Facebook is nothing but talk about this, personally.
Okay.
Personally. The issue is, I don't like when people make it a race thing, because it's not a race thing. Because it's a thing that the person who killed him, he was arrested within 24 hours.
Oh, no, I know he was.
And that's why people are not as upset, I guess. While people like Breonna Taylor, her last name, I don't know. But the black woman who was shot in her sleep by police officers, they still haven't been arrested when they know for a fact that they killed her.
Right.
That's what people are upset about. Because they've been free for 5 months, but he was arrested within 24 hours.
Well, it's a little bit... Yeah.
I understand that it's different. He's a little boy, completely innocent, but she was also completely innocent.
Oh, she was absolutely innocent. Oh, you're right, 100%.
And that's why people are upset. I don't think it's a race thing at all. And if you look online...
No. They are making it... No, but you got to understand something, honey.
Yes.
The media makes it into a race thing. Mm-hmm. That's the difference. And it shouldn't... And I've you guys, you know what? I've talked about it a million times. It shouldn't be about race. It should never be about race. But if the narrative doesn't fit what the media wants to perpetuate and push out into the public, they're not going to talk about it. That's the point I was making. Again, he was arrested right away. And actually, in my opinion, anybody that would do that to a 5-year-old little boy that is completely innocent, I don't care what color they are, they should be strung up immediately. I would just take any individual and they would be executed instantly. Okay. So anyway,
again, sorry, that was my comment.
Oh no, you know what? And I appreciate the input, and
Sometimes
I appreciate
you need different sides of everything.
Right.
And I just wanted to share mine. Again, I think it's very wrong that he was killed. He shouldn't have been killed.
Right, exactly. But there had been a history. Bud Pestamole, riddle me this: why is all the rioting in the democratic cities? We are in a civil war of ideologies, democracy versus authoritarian socialism. You know what? Again, that's a great comment. Thank you for that comment. Thank you for the donation as well. And I don't disagree. Again, you got to understand something else, which is part of the whole political thing with this thing. They're trying to completely discredit the president. They want that anarchy. They want that upheaval. They want people to be upset and look at it and go, oh, God, we got to make a change and make things better. But is it really going to be better? I mean, realistically, if you think about it. So, again, it's unfortunate. I hate, and I'm going to tell you what, I hate that the media makes everything about race. How many times have I said we are one race called the human race? We're a bunch of human beings. There's good people. There's bad people. That's the bottom line, okay? Nobody is inherently bad because of the color of their skin. Nobody's inherently good because of the color of their skin. It is environmental. It's how you're raised. If you have, strong male role models in children's lives, it's been proven over and over and over again. It makes a difference of what kind of men and women they become. They need that. They need a nurturing mother. Okay? There's a lot of that that's not happening these days. Hold on, I want to read this statement. Churro and American. My name is Jay, not even Brazil. third country, this stuff happens. It's so cruel. How can someone shoot an innocent boy? God bless America. Yeah, you know what? And I just, that's the thing too. And I just don't understand how, let's say if he was angry with the father, how do you go out of your house? No, so first of all, obviously he's never going to have to worry about his yard again. But how can you go out of your house and kill a child? You know, a smart mouth teenager, you know, you're not going to kill them either, obviously. But it's like a 5-year-old, they don't know what the heck they're doing. They're not doing anything maliciously. See, there's a difference. A teenager would probably be trying to do something maliciously. A 5-year-old is not doing anything malicious in any way, shape, or form. So it's just, it's terrible. It's terrible. But again, what the media should be doing, realistically, taking race completely out of the picture and talking about facts. The fact that that woman was asleep in her bed and the cops came in because they got the wrong house and they killed her in her sleep, that's horrible. That's an absolutely horrible thing. And they should pay for that. Let's see what we got here. But a pessimol, anyone notice how seamless all this has been rolled out? Impeachment, virus, protest, riots, back to virus, but the potholes don't get fixed. You know what? And that's the thing is too. And thank you very much for the statement again, and thank you for the donation again. And I agree with you 100%. Our government, this last 4-year period here of time, Republicans and Democrats not working together, not working in the American public's interest. Nothing gets done. It's all political, grandstanding games. You're at fault. I'm at fault. It's not my fault. It's your fault. It's absolutely ludicrous that we, the American people, continue to put up with it and allow it to happen. It's ridiculous. But again, as long as you got your drugs, your alcohol, your comfy chair in your house, and your entertainment, and you're warm, and you can go to sleep in your bed at night, it doesn't affect you. What do you care? But you know what? That could happen. It could change in a blink of an eye. In a blink of an eye. No, you didn't. Again, this is ridiculous. Guys, I'm still here. Can anybody hear me? Unbelievable. Buffering censure. You know, that's ridiculous. This is the second time that that's happened. Oh, my God. Yep, everybody's leaving. Can you guys hear me? Can you? Okay, it says back. Okay, yeah. I never left. Mine was fine. That is crazy. So we just had a whole bunch of people leave. We were at 1,200, and now we're at 840. That is crazy. And I never left. I was fine here. And they just did it again, you know. Unbelievable. Yep. All right, well, I guess people, and it's funny because people that left, they'll be going, well, how come we didn't start another stream? Because he's still on the same one. All right, so let's go back to the eggs. All right. So, all right. So what is your guys' guesses on the egg count? That's crazy. Oh, the people are coming back now. Yeah, we're back up to 955. Yeah, it never buffered on my end. I had no issues at all. So that is so bizarre. All right. All right. Hold on. I'm going to give you the count in a second. All right. If you had the same guess as Rhonda Libby with 8 eggs, then you would be correct. We ended up with 8 eggs today. I think the heat had something to do with it. It was extremely, extremely warm up here. And it's just they are just kind of taking a break. And Thick Neck did not lay an egg today, but she had in the last 3 days in a row. So she must have needed a day. So she'll probably lay first thing in the morning tomorrow. But yeah, we ended up with 8 eggs today. So, and now we're back up over 1,000 in the chat. That was so weird. And you know what? That's what happened last time. And that's why I didn't end it. Because people had said, as soon as I went to click off, then it cleared up. So that is so bizarre that happened. But Lady Kickboxer 23 said, I'm always one egg off. But, well, I'm glad it didn't end. I would rather get one stream in and it'd be good. And, you know, yeah, even chickens need a break. Well, you know what? Like I said, they're steady. They're very, very steady. So, you know, I generally get between 9 and 13 eggs a day. Well, 9 and 12 generally. Once in a while we'll get 13. A couple times we've gotten 14, and one time all 15 hens laid. I had one time. So, yeah, Thick Neck took a staycation. Exactly. She was too enamored. The way that bird looks at Goliath, it is so funny. It is so, because she just looks at him with such love. You can just see it. It's unbelievable. They'll get up there at night in the roost, and Goliath is here, and Thick Neck is right next to him. Every time. She is right next to him. She's going to be near her man. It's so funny. It's really cute to see. So, are your chickens taking him off to protest? Yeah, right. Oh, my God. Yeah, you know, it's just, I'm going to tell you what. It's, realistically, if you think about it, every one of us that's watching the stream has a legitimate reason to complain, to protest for whatever is going on in our lives, the injustice of the system or whatever the case may be. We all have that ability. We could all complain about something. But, you know, most of us, we put our heads down, we work hard, we continue to drive along, and, you know, it's always, for me, always about family. Family is the most important thing to me. And, you know, so that's, you know, like with getting, you know, my mom and my one sister here, Margie now has a place that if she had to bug out, she can come to. That's really, really important to me because I, like I said, I honestly think we're in for some very, very hard times moving forward. And if my family's here, then I know that they're safe. Because I'm going to tell you what, I'm not the toughest guy in the block. Never have ever claimed to be. I'm Mr. Prepper, tough guy, and blah, blah, blah. Look at my guns, and I'm a big, hard, tough guy. I'm going to tell you what, it ain't about that. It is not about that. But I will say this. Anybody that comes here with bad intentions in a post-event, you're going to get bad intentions. I'm not screwing around. I will not hesitate. I will not think about it. If my family or my group is at risk, they're going down, period. No questions asked, no negotiations, no talking, action, period. So the best way that I could explain it is, while everybody else is thinking about what they should be doing, I'm going to do it. That's the kind of person I am. All my life, I have been the person that takes care of things. Taking care of things for the family, done a lot of dirty work that nobody else wanted to do, and I had no problem doing it, okay? You know, as I matured, my priorities shifted. Once I had a family of my own, obviously my priorities completely changed, and my family was my forefront and my focus. But, you know, and I've said this before, and I'm going to say this again to people. You know, people were like, you know, because I've had people go, oh, well, you know, people know where you are. Yeah, they know where I am. That don't mean you're going to get here, number one, okay? And the last thing you're going to want to do in a post-event, you're trying to survive. Everybody's going to try to survive. The last thing, in my opinion, and I'm going to give you my opinion, the last thing you're going to want to do in a post-event is go try and take over a prepper retreat. It's the last thing you're going to want to do. Unless you have overwhelming numbers or you have so many skilled people that really know what they're doing, okay? This isn't a video game. This isn't a game, period. Those people, they're going to look for softer targets. They're going to look for easy targets because that's what they do in life. They're going to be the same way in a post-event. They're not going to go after people that are ready for them. Okay. And if you are a prepper and if you are preparing and stuff like that, you prepare for every contingency. Okay. Again, I don't show you guys everything. and I never will show you everything. But I'm going to tell you right now, the last thing that people are going to realistically want to do in a post-event is attack a prep or retreat. Because if you do, it's not going to end well for you, especially when you have people that know what they're doing. And I'm just, and I'm like I said, I'm not trying to be I'm a big tough guy. It ain't about being a tough guy. It's not about being a tough guy. It's about being ready to do what you need to do to protect the people that you love. That's what it comes down to. And, and remember this. In a post-event, that prep or retreat, they're going to be rested. They're going to be well fed. They're not going to have overexerted themselves. They're not going to be sick for the most part because they're getting proper rest. They're getting proper sleep. They're working together as a team. So they're going to be at a higher level of preparedness than the person that has been out in foul weather for the last week. Say it's raining or snowing, whatever the case may be. Maybe they got a cough and a cold and they don't feel well. They haven't had a real good meal in maybe 3 days, okay? They got a headache. They're not thinking properly. And they're the people that are going to come and take what a prepper has? No. I'm just telling you right now. It's just not. Unless you're in the first 24 hours, maybe. But even then, it isn't going to be a cakewalk. Asif, you won't like me when I'm angry. David Banner. Yeah, exactly. And it's like, but the thing is, and the worst part is, it's like none of it would be done in anger. I wouldn't be doing it because I was angry. I would do whatever I needed to do because it was necessary. And that's what I want you guys to think about. Are you prepared in a post-event to do what's necessary? Because I'm going to tell you right now, I am. I am prepared to do whatever I need to do to keep the people that I care about safe and not hurt. And, and that's what I'm prepared for. So, that's what you got to think about. You prepared to go all the way? Because, again, here's another thing that people need to think about, okay? I'm 55 years old. I've had a good life. I'm not afraid of dying. That's not a motivating factor that I'm trying to save my own hide. So that's not what it's about either. So those are things that people really need to think about. Okay. So I'm just, and like I said, I'm not trying to be a tough guy and it's not my style. You've never seen a gun on my channel. I don't show guns on my channel. Now, are there guns around? Not going to say there are, not going to say they're not. But like I said, preppers prepare for everything. And that's what we do. And we are ready to do whatever we have to do. Like I said, I'm not looking to take over the world. I don't want to overthrow the government. I want to mind my own business. And I want to keep the people that I love and that I care about safe. That's my priority. Okay? And in a post-event, the people that are in my group, we're going to come together and we're going to work together. Okay? And so that's the way it goes. That's the reality of it. And and I've said this before too. In a post-event, you will end up with people in your group you never expected to be in your group. I will tell you that. That's a fact. Guaranteed that that's a fact. If somebody's bringing something to the table that can help you out as a group, you're going to take them in. Now, I'm going to tell you what. Here's something else I want you guys to think about. So let's talk about Special Forces guys for a second, okay? A lot of Special Forces guys have families, they have people that they care about, and those type of stuff. They also have something that a lot of people don't have. They have honor. They have respect. They're not going to go out there and look to just take people down and kill people and take their stuff. That's not in their moral code, okay? That's not in their moral code. So they would more likely be the one to join a organized group that is squared away and help. That's what those type of guys are going to do. So just putting that out there too. So think about that. So, I'm going to tell you what. I would more than welcome. Are you kidding me? If I had a Navy SEAL come in here that was truly an ex-Navy SEAL and, said, hey, listen, I want to be part of your group. I want to help and I want to work with you. And, we'll work on all of it. Absolutely. Come on in, brother. I will take any ex-military guys that, are squared away. I will take ex-police officers in this group. I have absolutely no problem with that. Okay? So, and I'm going to tell you why. Military people, we have a different mindset. Anybody that's been in the military, you have a different mindset than the average person. That is a fact. And it never leaves you. I've been out of the military for over 30 years. And I've had people that don't know me at all, that have never met me. And I've had people say to me, "You're ex-military, aren't you?" And I'll go, "Yeah, how'd you know?" And they always say the same thing: the way you carry yourself and the way that you act. Because if you've had that training and you have respect, and that's what I'm going to tell you what, the military made me grow up. And I can't even begin to tell you how much I appreciate my time in the service, because I learned, and I went in there I had my issues. I'll just put it like that, but the thing is, it really made you grow up and become a man. And that's the way it is. So, yeah, ex-Navy SEAL, instant head of security. Exactly, John. You're right about that. And see, here's the thing is, anybody that's a good leader is going to be open to suggestions. They're going to be open to, feedback from their group, from people saying, whatever the case may be. You have to be open to that. You have to be able to delegate things in a way that keeps people engaged. It makes people have that self-worth. Every job in a post-event, I don't care if it's digging the latrine, that's an important job. Okay? And you also have to be willing to get your hands dirty. A good leader doesn't sit back in the lawn chair drinking a pina colada saying, "You do this, and you do that, and you do this." A good leader says, "Okay, let's do this. Let's do that. And maybe, Charlie, you take these guys and you go work on that project over there. Me and these other guys over here, or ladies, or whoever the case may be, or we're going to work on this project. These three older ladies are watching the kids, and the other ladies are doing whatever needs to be done." Okay, everybody has a job. Everybody has something that they can do. Everybody has worth. Because you're 75, 80 years old, the knowledge that those people have is priceless. It's worth so much, and they can really contribute. Okay, they can. Everybody can. So, really, really interesting. So these are things to think about. Okay, I'm just trying to share some information, and it's a team. Okay, everybody in the team is important, and that's one of the things. Like with the Navy SEALs, it's not about the individual; it's about the team, and that's what I like about those guys. That they will do what is necessary because they'll work for the greater good, and we all need to get into that mindset. Okay, again, and I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. We're one race called the human race, and that's what people need to think about. That's what they really need to think about. But I believe that our window of opportunity is closing. I think we need to get as ready as we possibly can be, mentally ready, physically ready. Also, get whatever preps that you need to get. I'm going to tell you what, I don't even want to think about how much money I've spent this year alone, on preps. I don't even want to think about it. It's been a lot, okay? Because I'm not scared, I'm concerned. And so when the time comes, I'm not going to react, I'm going to act. And that's how, and you need to be ready for that. You need, get your ducks lined up. See, here's another thing with talking about inventory, talking about food inventory, okay? So we're going to talk about inventory of other things as well, all right? You need to sit down. You need to look at what you have. What can I use? Think about this, okay? This is a nice list. I want you guys to do this. This is like a homework assignment for you guys. Make a list. What could I possibly use in a post-event that is going to help me and my group of people? All right, that's what I want you to do. That's a homework assignment for you guys. Make your list. Sit down, figure out where you're weak, where you need to strengthen yourself, and then get to working on that list. It's hugely, hugely important. Every time I go out, if I go to garage sales, if I go to whatever, barn sales, estate sales, whatever the case may be, I'm always looking for a couple things no matter what. I'm looking for tools, old tools, when they made tools to last, okay? So I'm always looking for that. I'm looking for nails and screws and those type of things because that's going to be hugely important in a post-event. I'm always looking for those type of things because it's like those are things that, again, is going to be worth their weight in gold. Food is going to be paramount. Food is paramount. If you're not having a regular meal, even if it's one meal a day, you're going to be irritated. You're going to be cranky. You're not going to have the energy if you're not properly hydrated. I'm going to tell you what. So think about this. What happens? We're out during the day and we're working on whatever project and we're not taking in proper hydration, right? You start getting a headache. You get lightheaded. You might start cramping up. And it's your body's way of saying to you, hey, stupid, go get a drink. Get some hydration in here, all right? Now, what if it's not there to drink? What if you don't have something that can help you out to get that hydration? And you still have to push on, okay? Body's not going to take that for very long. So the more ready you are for those type of events, and being physically ready too makes a difference. Being in better shape truly does make a difference. Over the winter, and I'm going to be the first one to admit it. Okay, I would be outside, I'd be walking around, and people would say, "Man, you're really sucking wind hard." They were right. They were absolutely right. Hold on a second. But a Pessimo. I'm back from Portland. The riots are organized and moving into residential areas. Antifa is looking for confrontation as to play the victim for the media. Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. Thank you for that information, and thank you for the donation as well. They're going to walk up to the wrong house, is what they're going to do, and they're going to get spanked. That's what will happen. And again, it's funny that Antifa and all those idiots, BLM, and all those other morons that are out there, they're hitting certain spots. They ain't coming out to the country. Well, we're coming out, we're going to do this and that. What happened to them coming to Sturgis? I wonder about that. You don't hear nothing. Zero. Crickets. They didn't come out to Sturgis. You're not going to go out there and confront bikers. There's no way. No way. They talk a good game. They play tough guys. They don't know what they're doing. Realistically, they're a bunch of punk kids that are basically, playing Fortnite in real life, and they think, well, we played this video game, so I know what I'm doing. You have no clue. If you don't have the training, if you don't have the background, you don't have life experience, come out and do that stupid stuff out in the country and see what happens to you. Guaranteed, people are not going to tolerate it. There's been how many small towns that basically the town knew they were coming. BLM and Antifa are coming to protest, and the town went there. And of course, what does the media say? The all-white town went there. There's no all-white towns. Okay? But you're having people that are not going to tolerate the nonsense. That's the realistic thing with it. Paid actors, yeah, exactly. Yep. Chicago is reckless now with all the looting, all organized. They're coming to residential homes next. Watch out. You know what? And that doesn't surprise me because once you get outside the city, you get into suburbia. So that's what they're gonna target. Again, people in suburbia, some of them are prepared, some of them are ready, but not everybody. JJ said, Ed, you might have training if you're past level 55. Yeah, right. It's crazy. I play, what is it? I play Call of Duty. I'm a big tough guy because I know what I'm doing. And in real life, when real bullets are shooting at you, it's a whole different animal. All right. You ever had to take a shot at somebody? You ever try to shoot somebody? Try to kill somebody? It's a whole different animal. Why do you think, and this is what I want people to think about too, okay? When veterans come back from war, that have seen combat, that have had to do things to survive, why do you think they don't talk about it? Not with the average person. Why? Why do you think that is? Because it's not something that you want to talk about, okay? I have never, ever, one time ever, and this is the stupidest question that you could ever ask a veteran returning from combat. The stupidest question you can ask a veteran returning from combat is, did you kill somebody? I have never asked that question of a veteran because you know what? It's irrelevant. It's an irrelevant question. If they did or they didn't, they don't need to share that with you. That's not information you need to know. that they made it back. And again, we're going to talk about something else with veterans. The suicide rate in veterans, 22 veterans every single day commit suicide. So they've made it through the war, they've come back, and then they kill themselves because they can't deal with what they had to do. It's a whole different ball game, guys. It's a whole different ball game. Hey, Bruce Wells, I was in the Army and my brother said the M4 was fully auto, and I tried to explain that it wasn't, and he said, well, on Call of Duty, he says it is. Oh, my God. Thank you for that. Thank you for that information. That is awesome. And there you go. There goes to the mindset, okay? I saw somebody said something here. Hold on. I wanted to read this. Thank you for the donation as well. Countrymen sit in trees all day just to kill something. Yeah, exactly. And that Boyle just said that. You're right. And that's the difference, too. And here's the other difference, okay? Us folks in the country, we know how to shoot. I grew up on a farm as a kid, all right? We knew how to shoot. I had my first gun when I was very, very young. Started out with a .22. So, we knew safety. We knew how to handle guns. We knew they were not toys. And, there's so many people have no idea. People just have no idea. They have no idea what's in store. And here's the thing, I have an idea. And I always plan in a worst case type of situation, okay? Because it could be a worst case type of situation. I hope it never, I'm going to tell you what, as I sit here right now, I hope SHTF never happens. I hope it never happens. And I'm going to tell you why. If it never happens, I have this great property where I can grow old, continue to work on my projects, and continue to make myself as much as I can self-sustaining and independent as I possibly can. That's a win-win for me. But I don't believe that's going to be the case. I believe that something will happen. I don't know what it is, guys. I'm not going to make that prediction of what it is. But, if you look at what's going on, and once flu season hits, what's going to happen when flu season hits again? Now we have the flu and we have COVID. Is that going to be like a double whammy? And where has COVID mutated to at that point? So those are things people really need to think about. They need to sit down and need to think about those things. So I'm going to ask again, guys, we're at 1.1 in the chat. We got 906 thumbs up. So again, if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, let's see if we can get that over 1,000 in the show here tonight. So if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I would please ask you to do that to show support for the channel. And thank you ahead of time for doing that. I appreciate it. Again, it really does help with the algorithms. And it's also, like I said, I like to see a nice number of thumbs up. I'm not going to lie. I really, it's cool. I like to see a lot of thumbs up. Again, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please make sure you do subscribe as well. Also, hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. Hey, Nose Picking. InfoWars reporter Millennial Millie was just arrested. She must know something. Grand jury indicted her for burglary. Really? I saw that today, and I don't know who she is. But I did hear that they raided her house, and she was arrested for burglary. So I have no idea what that was all about. But, if somebody has information, they could do damage, you're going to get shut up. That's why, like I said, I'm a big believer, and I'm going to lay low. I'm going to try to mind my own business. I'm going to take care of my business here. Again, I'm not trying to overthrow anybody. I'm not, I don't want no part of any of that. No part of any of that. I want to survive. I want my kids to survive. I want my group to survive, and I want, my moms and my sisters and all those to survive as well. So that's the important part for me. We're going to do this right now, guys. We are Legion because we are many. We are all over the country. I almost forgot last time, so I want to make sure I do it right now. We're all over the country. We're all over the world. We're a huge network of people. We're all over the place. Where is everybody from tonight? So let's do that, because then we can talk more, and I won't go at the last minute and go, oh, wait, we got to do this. We got London, Oshawa, Ontario, Canada. We have Illinois, Leicester, North Carolina again, Oregon, California, Wisconsin, Northeast Ohio, Tennessee, Lockport, Louisiana, Washington State, Florida, Raleigh, North Carolina. Love Raleigh. Great place. Colorado. We have New Hampshire, Kansas, Ohio, under my bed. I like that. Well, if you're hiding under your bed, as long as you feel good about it. We have the Netherlands, Southern Maryland, Kentucky, Virginia, South Louisiana, Michigan, Oklahoma, Washington. We have Australia just went by. Frederick, Maryland, another Canada, Connecticut, Puerto Rico, Northeast Georgia in the mountains, New Zealand. Let's see, Ulster County, New York. We have Philly just went by in Pennsylvania. Charleston, South Carolina. Puerto Rico again. Austin, Texas. Tampa Bay, Florida. Perkin, Ohio. Slick, Oklahoma. Georgia. Tokyo. If that's true, that's cool. Philly. Altoona, Pennsylvania. New Orleans, Cape Cod, Utah, Maryland, Minnesota, Germantown, Maryland, Wisconsin, Illinois, Kentucky, Baltimore, from Worcester, Oklahoma, South Dakota, Maryland again, upstate South Carolina, Arkansas, let's see, Gatlin, Pennsylvania, Maryland again, New Jersey, Scotland, very cool. I know a lot of you guys from Scotland are watching, and you guys are up late watching, so I appreciate that. We have Texas, Pueblo, Colorado. We got Missouri. So, guys, again, we're all over the world. We're all over this country. We're this huge network of people. We're the ones that are awake. And again, I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. I think that we have been awakened for a reason. I think it's a reason that we've been awoken to make a difference now and in a post-event. Again, we got to try to do the best that we can. You can't save everybody. You can't. But you can try to help people if you can. And again, everybody does not have bad intentions. I want you to remember that. There's a lot of bad people out there. Always listen to your gut. If your gut is giving you a bad feeling, if you think, oh my goodness, something is going to go on here, listen to that gut, because usually your gut's not wrong. Okay. But it's important that we try to help people in a post-event. I think that it really is, because there's a lot of good people out there that have absolutely no clue what's going on. They're completely asleep at the switch, and I don't know how you could not be with everything that's happening. Again, and why wouldn't you want to be self-sufficient to a degree? Be prepared for a disaster when a disaster happens. It just makes sense. We have disasters happen every single year. Every year we're going to have wildfires in California, right? Every year. It's going to happen every single year. Every year we're going to have tornadoes that are going to hit throughout the country. Every year we're going to have hurricanes. Now, the severity of the hurricanes depends on the season and the year. That can change. But if you live on the coast or if you live in the Gulf, the chances are at some point in your lifetime you being affected by a hurricane are pretty big, okay? In the north, we're going to have ice storms. We're going to have blizzards. We're going to have power outages. Everybody deals with power outages all across the country. So again, why would you not want to be prepared the best way that you possibly could be for those type of things that can happen? It just makes so much more sense. And I think a lot of times what happens is people go through an event and some people go, oh, things are back to normal, great. And other people go, wow, that's a wake-up call. And that's a great thing. I think that is a great thing. Every year we got more and more people waking up, and it's really, really important. And somebody, Denise Snyder said, family first. You're so right. You know what? The way I look at it is this, okay? Because I'm the main prepper, realistically. The main prepper. Remember him? I like the main prepper. But I'm the main prepper of my group, okay? And if other people, like my sister, Margie, who is putting money into it, bringing supplies up here, I have, other people in my group that have supplies here, all right, on site, because that's how, one of the ways that they're getting ready. They're at the front of the line. They're not going to go without. Guaranteed they're not going to go without. The person that did nothing and did not prepare at all, they're not going to be at the first of the line, okay? Now, depending on what kind of work effort and what they're putting into it, you may get in line then. But again, in a post-event, everybody works. And it doesn't have to be physical hard labor. That's not what I'm talking about. Everybody has a role. Everybody can do something. Okay, little kids can go out. They can break up sticks. There's your kindling. Go collect all the little sticks in the woods, guys. That's your job. All right. You want to have lunch? Get out there and get at it. Okay. Kids still need playtime. You got to let them play. You got to let them have that. It's not, everything is not serious. Let the adults be serious. Because we're going to need to be. Okay. But again, everybody works. Everyone. There's nobody. Oh, I don't feel good, and you don't feel good for 5 of the last 6 days. That ain't cutting it. Okay. Now, if there's legitimately something wrong, totally different. But again, those people get weeded out pretty quickly. And again, so you got to really think about it. So we live in a society now, and this is my opinion again, we live in a society now of victims. Everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people are victims. Poor me. Oh, this hurts, that hurts, the other thing hurts. I can't because, this, that, the other thing. It'd be amazing what people are going to be able to do in a post-event when they got to get up off the couch and take care of themselves. It'll be amazing. So, Happy Elf says, man, I'm going to be starving. I hope not. I hope you're going to be okay. Again, just continue to get ready, guys. That's the important thing. We need to continue to get ready. Oh, wow, we're already past the time. I can't believe it. I wasn't even paying attention. So anyway, again, I'm going to ask one last time for a thumbs up. Let's see. We're at 1,000. Let's see if we can get it up to 1,100 before we jump off of here. So please, another thumbs up if you haven't done so far. And thank you ahead of time for that. Again, like I said, it really does help with the algorithms. So let's see if we can get up that to 1,100 on a thumbs up. It's been a while, I think, since we've been at 1,000, so that's cool. We hit 900 the other day or 1,000? I don't remember, but let's see if we can get 1,100. All right. So again, it really does help with algorithms, and again, I love a lot of thumbs up, so I'm not going to lie. Again, also remember, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. I want to thank my moderators who continue to just do a tirelessly great job. Show after show, keeping the chat clean. So thank you guys for doing that. It's really, really appreciated. You guys are just awesome. You do a really good job, and this is the kind of chat we want. We want a nice, clean chat with none of the nonsense. That's what it's all about, and the moderators make that happen because I don't have the time to do that while I'm trying to do the stream. So they do a great job. So thank you guys. Remember, guys. We are all in this together because we really, truly are one race called the human race. Let's think about that. Let's stop letting them manipulate us. It's very tiring. It's very frustrating because you see it over and over and over again, and people just feed right into it. That victimhood. Can't stand that. Okay? Can't stand that victimhood. I can't stand people having an excuse for why they didn't do anything in life. Can't stand that either. Again, it's maddening. All right. Prepper Now, Ed, love your streams. If I could get a shout out for my growing channel. Okay, well, there he is. Prepper Now is asking for a shout out, guys. Thank you very much for the donation. If you haven't gone over there, go over and give them a look. Oh, I wanted to announce something else really, really quickly before we jumped off of here. On the phone today, some of you may know who I'm talking about when I say Icky Can. All right. His channel is still there. His videos are still there. Him and I were talking today. He's thinking about starting making videos again. All right. I absolutely encourage him to do so. If he does, you will be hearing me giving a huge shout out for him. I would highly, highly encourage you guys, if he gets going again, to go over and check him out. When he gets going again, I will let you know. Okay. And I want to show him a ton of support. This guy, some of the things that he has done with his property is absolutely amazing. He lives in Canada. He is literally 3 hours north of Toronto. So he is way up there, okay? Great guy. Tremendous amount of respect for him. His skill as a carpenter and building. I'll give you a quick example. One of the things this guy did, he had his outhouse shower room way away from his main house. By himself, with tackles, pulleys, rolling logs, he brought that building to the house, up a ramp, onto a platform that he had already had, and put it and attached it to the house. Unbelievable. Unbelievable the ingenuity that he did with that. Great guy. So when he gets to that point, I will definitely let you all know, okay? So, again, remember, hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day, guys. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So I think it's really, really important. And so tell the people that you care about every single day how you feel. Also remember STD. It's one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. All right? That's really important as well. Step, thing, and day. You follow that mantra, you can reach your goals, you can follow your dreams, you can get there. Any of us can. Any of us can. Yeah, JJ says Egyptian engineering. And again, by himself. By himself. Unbelievable. When I watched the videos, when he did that, blew me away. Blew me away. So anyway, guys, I will see you all tomorrow. I'm going to get back at things tomorrow. Keep working on some projects. So we'll keep doing stuff, all right? I will talk to you all later. Prepper Nurse 1, out for now.